Well, hey guys, this is Reverend Sean of the Center Path, and today we're going to talk about something that doesn't get mentioned very much, and it's one of the three gems, or the triple gem of Buddhism, which is called Sangha. And I put right up here, there it says like finding your Sangha. So we have to explain a little bit about what Sangha means, and I'm going to use this little graphic that I have right. Whoops, that's me running around. I don't want that. So we're going to find this graphic right here, and we're going to blow it up pretty big. And I'm going to show you and explain to you what this all means. So, finding your Sangha, the Buddha, the three triple gems are the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. The Buddha is, of course, the awakened one, right? The Dharma is the teaching and the doctrine of the Buddha. And it can be of other teachers too, right? And the Sangha generally is reserved for those who are monastics, right? So we would say actually the Mahāyāna, which means great, the greater group of those working to, what are they called? They're working to achieve enlightenment. They're the community of awakening, as it were. Now, if we look at this graphic right here, this will tell us a little bit about our own Sangha and what we want to develop. And it's really difficult because these days, there's no community, and communities definitely, especially since the pandemic. I start to see now that some things are starting to come back. I had a Sangha group in Colorado, which got pretty good size, and we participated every week in something, and we worked with each other, and we helped each other out where we can, and that's what we want to do. And there's four really things that we want to see in a Sangha, and then when you choose, I'll give you some advice on how to choose your own Sangha or develop your own. So to start out, so spiritual support, okay, way up on the top, right up there. Spiritual support. So you're working with each other and you're helping each other, practicing together. That's very important because then you're held accountable for each other and you're held accountable for someone else. So when you have a group, you have somewhere to go and someone to talk to and somewhere to be. And with that, you can kind of make sure that you're going to show up because you expect them to show up. And that's kind of nice. And if they don't show up, you still practice. And if you don't show up, they still practice, which is a nice thing. And you encourage each other by just chatting, right? Very simple. You can be very introverted about it. You don't have to be outgoing and go start all this kind of stuff. This second part would be the wisdom and teaching, the learning, which is right there. Wisdom and teaching, learning the Dharma and sharing insights. So this is where we have like a good book. I usually use like What the Buddha Taught, or maybe D.T. Suzuki's Zen Mind, Beginner Mind, or just pick a book. You can use Recovery Dharma. Actually is a good one because we want to start and study and understand the way the teachings are written. Now, some of them are easy to understand, some of them are difficult to understand, and that's what we want to work with. So learning about them is important, right? The next one on the bottom down here, right there, is helping and caring for others. Now, that doesn't mean you go out and, well, it could, means you go out and give sandwiches to homeless people. That's fine. Or socks to homeless people. Or like one of the things that we did is we collected cereal boxes for a women's shelter so that they could have cereal for the kids, because the kids, they had all kinds of food donated, but it was like portobello mushrooms and other stuff like that, which was very healthy. But, kids, for comfort food, we want some of the other stuff too. And, it's not bad to give them some good cereal, maybe some Cheerios or something like that. The other things too, we did a towel drive for a dog rescue because they're always using towels to clean the dogs or to tend to the dogs or whatever. So we can think of really simple things in a group to get together and have a place where we can communicate and we can have fun. And it's not like a party time. It's maybe an hour a week, right? The last one down here is harmony and friendship. It talks about building kindness and compassion, and that links into service, compassion, wisdom and teaching, and spiritual support. When we have that compassion for each other, we had one of our group members had a broken windshield, and so we just chipped together and paid for that windshield. It's nice to do, right? We don't want to do it so that we're draining ourselves or we're draining someone else or making them feel bad, but we want to develop that kind of Sangha. It's difficult to do online. I do suggest you find a Sangha online. However, if you don't have one, then what you can do is develop one in your area. There's nothing wrong with you starting one. Start going to a temple. Find a temple. Go online and find a temple near you. show up there. It'll probably be closed. Most likely they're closed. And that's just a normal thing. They're open on certain days. Maybe see if you can find some information. Give them a call. If they don't speak English, give them a second call, because there'll be somebody there who speaks English, and be able to help you out and join something like a temple. Now, you show up first. My advice is to show up first and observe. Show up a couple times and observe. Then they recognize you. When they recognize you, finally, then they may say, hey, we have this other event happening. Hey, we'd like to invite you to the Lunar New Year celebration, or the Ulambana, or whatever the celebration is. There's some puja or something. And that's your kind of way in. Now you've joined it. They may have an English class. If they don't have an English class, maybe you can help start one, right? And we take a book, we read it, we find out what the teacher's been teaching, and we go from there. And that's something that you can do to start building community and getting back to face things with people, right? This technically, right here, the centered path is technically a Sangha, right? Because you're watching, and if you watch some of the other videos, then you're learning a little bit about Buddhism. And here we have, we're delving into things like, what is it? Spiritual support, wisdom, and teaching, right? Maybe some service and compassion. And we're trying to just get this so that it's something that you can benefit from. And I'm trying to build my community. We're building it online first. I do have a small community I'm working on building here, and we're going to work on getting some other things going. So I hope you can do the same thing in your town, right? Wherever that is. And it could be far, far away from anything Buddhist. It could be a very Christian town or something like that. And that's okay. Start small. Sometimes 2 people, sometimes 4 people. But don't be braggy about it, but also let people know what you're doing. Say, hey, what are you guys doing Wednesday night? Oh, Wednesday night I go to a meditation meeting, a Dharma meeting, or whatever it is. And you can do that. Do you have to be ordained, and do you have to be a minister, and do you have to be all this stuff? No, you can actually have a lay group of good Dharma friends is what it's called. And so develop that. If you want to hook up with a teacher, find a teacher. Find somebody who's willing to help you out, right? And you can always, if you go to their temple or their house temple or their center, you can always leave what's called an honorarium, which is collect a couple bucks from each other and put it in an envelope and leave it there, right? Or go find the donation box, whatever. Anyway, this is Reverend Sean over the Center Path. Just wanted to do a few minutes to see how to find your Sangha. Your Sangha, doesn't matter. Sangha. Sangha is a Pali term. Remember, it's part of the triple gem, the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. We get that one, we can develop in the others as well. Now, if you find also it's difficult to do, let me know in the comments. Where are you at? I can find you someplace. No problem. Talk to you soon.